Today we're going to bring you a little more Bitcoin news. If you saw the last video, we were talking about Revolut from last night. And if you haven't seen that video, you should watch it because Revolut, it seems like they're kind of having it both ways. They want to get into cryptocurrency game, but at the same time, they don't want to, I don't know, they're worried about regulators or whatnot. And you can't blame them. That's the challenge with cryptocurrency. Like very few companies are in business to make a profit. Businesses get started because people want to make a profit. It's the same reason that I do cryptocurrency affiliate marketing. It's the same reason why I created our Crypto Passive Profits newsletter, to be able to help you do the exact same thing, to be able to start earning free cryptocurrency. However, the challenge is when you create most businesses, they've got to deal in regulatory environments. And so you understand that, but most of us who at our core believe that Bitcoin is going to succeed, cryptocurrency is going to succeed, that at some point in our future, probably not too distant future, maybe in less than 10 years, we're going to see cryptocurrency, maybe less than 5 years, but we're going to see cryptocurrency as a primary currency in the world today. Those of us that believe that, we want to see the entrepreneurs that are like, you know what? Based on sheer principle, I would rather go out of business, sacrifice business profits versus capitulate to regulators or give in to regulators. The challenge is that's kind of partly a fantasy in most cases, but today we're going to talk about, I'm excited about this. I didn't know anything about Hodl Hodl and Hodl Hodl Exchange until this news story. And this news story is really about Bluewallet. But then I was like, wait a minute, what is this Hodl Hodl all about? So let's go into this. So first of all, here's the first one. Peer-to-peer exchange Hodl Hodl takes first steps in bringing private Bitcoin trades to Bluewallet users. So while the cryptocurrency space has moved well beyond its cypherpunk origins, some platforms are still determined to let users keep their transactions to themselves. In the works since 2019, Bluewallet, a non-custodial mobile crypto wallet for iOS and Android, is integrating with Hodl Hodl, a peer-to-peer exchange, to add private Bitcoin trades to the app. Now, the wallet's users can view available orders on the exchange, but a full integration is coming in several months. Bluewallet co-founder Igor Kosolovov told CoinDesk, once complete, Bluewallet users will be able to buy and sell Bitcoin directly with other users via the app. They will have a non-custodial wallet. We have non-custodial trades. They have a non-custodial wallet. We have non-custodial trades. Nobody else in the Bitcoin space has done this yet. Hodl Hodl CEO Max Kindon said. No checks. Hodl Hodl is a peer-to-peer exchange that, as a matter of principle, does not perform Know Your Customer checks, KYC. That's because the team does not believe in providing identification does any good for Bitcoiners. On the contrary, it makes your personal data subject to potential hacks and leaks, the founder said. I want to talk about this for a moment. So if you're new to Bitcoin, you're new to cryptocurrency, you may not understand what Know Your Customer is. You may have seen KYC or AML and you're like, what is that? Know Your Customer is primarily inside of the U.S., and at least it started in the U.S. There's other countries that have a similar policy, but the idea behind it, it's always about, regulations are always about protecting you, but typically they can disadvantage you in many cases as well. You have to be able to look at both sides of the coins. The idea behind Know Your Customer is that it basically is designed to prevent bad actors. It's supposed to, at least that's what they tell the American public, the general public, is that it is supposed to prevent money laundering or terrorist activities because they want to attach your identity to your transactions. There's two problems with this. One is it gets rid of your financial privacy. So when we are in a digital world, and we're moving to a digital world all the time, I did a video called The Digital Dollar. I'll link it above. But in that video alone, they discussed the Democrat Party already attempted to bring in a digital dollar in the pandemic stimulus bill. So and that was one of the first major introductions into a bill. So I promise you that's coming. In an all digital world, you basically lose financial privacy. You don't have the ability to transact without someone being able to look at all of your transactions. And that's an issue when it comes to privacy issues. The other challenge is when you give banks or exchanges or your insurance company or anybody all of your identifying information, even the federal government. The information is subject to potential hacks and leaks. I know someone close to me who applied for a TSA job, and literally about 2 years ago, 3 years ago, it happened. There's a big Chinese hack into the federal government, and he got a letter saying your identification has been, basically stolen by the Chinese government. So with that being said, once your information's out there, once they get access to your information, all sorts of bad things can happen. So the founders are saying, hey, this doesn't make any sense. It's not good for your personal data to be out there, because then you are subject to potential hacks and leaks. Let's continue on. We chose Hodl Hodl because it's the only peer-to-peer marketplace. This is the Bluewallet founder. We chose Hodl Hodl because it's the only peer-to-peer marketplace that isn't doing KYC and isn't going to. Bluewallet's Korsavov says, this will be very important in the coming battle for privacy in Bitcoin. If you follow my channel, you believe in the future of cryptocurrency, you know I discuss this often, privacy often. The battle is between the proponents of pseudo-anonymous private transactions and the more numerous pro-KYC anti-money laundering companies choosing to comply with requirements from global financial watchdogs. Bluewallet places itself firmly in the first group. In 2020, this battle will be in full swing. As the regulators are pressing more and more, the exchanges are easily handing over their users' data, introducing KYC, working with blockchain analytic firms, and rejecting the coins from suspicious transactions. Kosovo says, this hurts the fungibility of Bitcoin and destroys the presumption of innocence for users, he believes. We're not going to do any surveillance, Kindon agreed. Plus, virtually any coins could touch the dark web marketplace at some point. That's absolutely correct. Now, with that being said, I will say that this whole idea about fungibility, being able to presumption of innocence, I freaking love this. I wanted to talk about real quick right here. They talked about that these exchanges are easily handing over their users' data. This is absolutely correct. This is why Binance, I think last year, they have Binance Global and basically Binance US or Binance North America essentially. And that's basically because they're complying with government regulators. One of the reasons that I like the Kucoin exchange is because you can make a small amount of transactions up to like 2 Bitcoin, which is, sizable for most traders. You can make some transactions without having to do KYC and AML. I'll put a link up here about setting up a Kucoin exchange account, setting that up. And I like Kucoin a lot. They have a lot of coins to be able to trade, a lot of altcoins to be able to trade. Their fees aren't high, and they don't require KYC AML unless you start doing a large volume of trades. Hodl Hodl is serving about 25,000 users globally at the moment. According to Kindon, the marketplace has recently joined a number of other exchanges using the liquid sidechain by Blockstream for faster transactions. Taking in mobile. To trade Bitcoin on Hodl Hodl, a user needs to find a counterparty and create a 2 out of 3 multi-signature escrow that gives a key each for both parties in the trade with the third held by the exchange. The seller locks Bitcoin in the escrow and releases it once they see the buyer has sent a fiat currency payment via an agreed method. In case of a conflict, Hodl Hodl can see the third key to resolve the dispute and release the funds either way. As we don't store users' funds, creating a standalone mobile app would be nonsense. As in this case, we would have to create a wallet as well and take care of the funds. So we choose to integrate with already existing wallets, Kindon said. Hodl Hodl is in talks with other wallets as well, he said, but could not disclose any names. Building the multi-sig escrow for a mobile interface is no easy task, Korsavov conceded. At this point, the team is working on making the system user-friendly so that not just geeks can understand it. Bluewallet has also recently added support for hardware wallets like Cold Card. This is extremely important, making things user-friendly. That's one of the challenges with a lot of Bitcoin because it always starts out very technical. And in order for it to have mass adoption, it's got to be very user-friendly. I love both these companies. I love what they're doing. I'm going to follow Hodl Hodl more. I did end up here. I clicked on Hodl Hodl and it brought me to this page. Now, this was just September of last year. And in this article, I'll read through this article with you just to figure out Hodl Hodl. Because a lot of times people will claim they're about privacy, but sometimes that's just their marketing angle. If they're really put under pressure, they're still going to give in to regulators. But this article made me a believer. So I did not even know about Hodl Hodl till I was reading through the news and I came across this. So I'm going to go through this article with you as well. I think it says a lot about, at least gives us some idea of how serious these guys are over at Hodl Hodl. Hodl Hodl wants you to clone its Bitcoin exchange. Think about that. Hodl Hodl plans to make its software freely available to anyone so anyone can launch their own version of the peer-to-peer Bitcoin exchange. Announced Saturday at the Baltic Honey Badger Conference in Riga, Latvia, the plan is, in part, a recognition that Hodl Hodl's business model is vulnerable to regulatory crackdowns. History teaches us that if a government wants to shut you down, it will, Hodl Hodl CEO Max Kindon told CoinDesk. Open sourcing the code for its smart contracts, with which Hodl Hodl intends to do sometime next year, is a way to deal with the threat, Kindon said, explaining, let's imagine our domain name gets blocked. Some activists would be able to just take the code from GitHub, fork it, and launch something new. Already people in Africa, Asia, Latin America have reached out to the company asking about such an opportunity, he said. Peer-to-peer is something emerging markets in particular are interested in. Rare breed. Hodl Hodl is a rare animal in the 2019 crypto world. As a matter of principle, it focuses on Bitcoin, the only cryptocurrency that the company's founders trust. It doesn't do know your customer checks, and it has no plan to start. Why not? Because we don't like three-letter abbreviations, Hodl's CTO Roman Snitkov joked in a slide for his presentation to the Riga conference. In all seriousness, Hodl Hodl is averse to holding the sensitive personal information that financial institutions are mandated to collect from customers under global anti-money laundering regulations. We think KYC AML does more harm by exposing law-abiding users to fraudsters and criminals, Snitko told CoinDesk. The information and documents users upload to exchanges has been stolen many times in the past. It also does very little to prevent actual money laundering and criminals from using those services. They always find ways. Yeah, this is important for you to understand. This right here, the idea that KYC and AML is primarily for money laundering, that's not really true. That's just how they sell it to the public. It's really about government keeping tabs on what its citizens are doing. That's really what it's all about, which is a breach of privacy no matter the noble intent. The noble intent might be to prevent harm, but it still breaches your privacy. Yet regulators across the globe are tightening the screws on the industry to identify the parties to transactions. Most notable, the Financial Action Task Force, an intergovernmental body, has directed its members countries to make exchanges collect and store information about who their customers trade with. Winds of change. Hodl Hodl founders believe that they don't have to identify customers because the exchange never takes custody of users' funds. Rather, it lists offers to buy or sell Bitcoin and provides an escrow service in which the seller locks Bitcoin in a multi-signature smart contract until the buyer sends fiat. Releasing the Bitcoin requires 2 out of 3 signatures belonging to the buyer, seller, and Hodl Hodl, which steps in as a referee when there's a dispute. We don't touch the crypto. We don't match users automatically, meaning they're not a market maker. And we don't keep funds in our wallet, Kindon said. We create multi-signatures in a public blockchain. In the same June guidance, the FATF said even peer-to-peer platforms may be subject to regulations in cases where the platform facilitates the exchange. It's unclear whether Hodl Hodl's escrow service counts as facilitating. Of course it will. I mean, anytime of course it will. But the founders see the way the wind is blowing. This is the best part. We're not switching to open source model exclusively because of the regulatory pressure, Snitko told CoinDesk. In fact, we haven't experienced any due to the fact that we're a non-custodial exchange. However, we do foresee regulators becoming more desperate in their attempts to contain the spread of Bitcoin, and we refuse to be the victims of desperate actions. That's so good right there. Listen, if you understand what's going on with the pandemic right now, and if you've seen the video Money is Debt, which I have referenced many times on this channel, if you've seen that, then you understand that the governments with central banks that have fiat currencies or paper currencies, they have to ultimately stop Bitcoin because it will upset the financial systems of their countries. That's the challenge. And those who don't earn Bitcoin, those who don't hold Bitcoin or any cryptocurrencies will most likely be the ones who get hurt the most. That's why I believe in earning passive cryptocurrency. I'll mention that at the end of the video. Passing the reins. At some point, Kindon and Snitco might hand management, this is so amazing, of Hodl Hodl to others as they can focus entirely on supporting and upgrading the code. The exchange says it has no head office, employees work remotely, serving tens of thousands of users worldwide. We want to create a community around us so that at some point we could pass the reins to other people, Kindon said. There's no time frame for that yet. In his Riga presentation, Snitco also announced Hodl Hodl's intention to open a Bitcoin smart contract app store. That's very fascinating. Another way people can utilize the code is payments for e-commerce, and in the coming months, the team will focus on making the technology plug and play so people who are not proficient coders can easily deploy it in their online store and accept Bitcoin. We want to launch a platform for Bitcoin smart contracts so that anyone who wants to sell homes online or do over-the-counter trades could use it, Kindon said, adding that it might be a multi-sig with more than 3 signatures, and it can be used for multiple use cases. Aside from Bitcoin to fiat trades, Hodl Hodl's multi-sig escrow is used in a peer-to-peer predictions market when people bet on things like the price of Bitcoin or publicly traded stocks, sports results, and other measurable outcomes. A real estate platform is also in the works, with the launch tentatively scheduled for 2020, Kindon said. These guys at Hodl Hodl are the real deal. By the way, here's the Hodl Hodl Exchange. You can check it out. I'll put a link down in the description to the Hodl Hodl Exchange. Very, very, very interesting. If you didn't see the video on Revolut, make sure you check it out. I'll put a link down below as well. As I said earlier, I believe in earning passive cryptocurrency. If you believe in the future of cryptocurrency, be sure to subscribe to this channel. If you like this article and you like Hodl Hodl, give me a thumbs up. Also, if you have any experience with Hodl Hodl, I would love to know your thoughts down in the comments. Have you used them before? Or any of the decentralized exchanges that are truly, truly decentralized? Not exchanges that claim they're decentralized, but they host everything. I mean, any truly decentralized exchange that you've had experience with? I'd love to hear about it down in the comments. Also, if you can go down below and subscribe to our Crypto Passive Profit Strategy newsletter. Learn how to start earning free crypto passive income, 5 streams of income. You'll start earning literally with the very first email. Then you'll get daily emails teaching you everything you need to know to maximize your earning through each stream. And we're adding new streams all the time. In fact, I'm currently evaluating stream number 6 right now. Thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you for being here. And together, congratulations on being a part of the crypto space. Truly, this is cutting edge stuff. We're ahead of the curve. We are, without question, the leaders on the forefront. We're the early adopters. Cryptocurrency has a future. Bitcoin has a future, and it's going to change the world. We are in exciting times, and today we are part of that change. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day, everyone. Crypto equals freedom. Crypto wealth. I'm out.